Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
All right.
Happy to have you. We got, wow, 35, 30, 42. Great. Jump in the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. We're so happy you're able to join us this evening.
Always important to know where you're from. Not you, but for us to know where you're from as well.
This is
Louisiana.
information we would like you to have right off the top of your head.
Pennsylvania representing Michigan, New Hampshire. Great. Hey, Tammy. Oscar, Chicago, Missouri, Virginia.
Great.
Lots of stuff. Good. We're loading up now.
We got the West Coast, best coast, Spokane.
Yeah. North
This
Dakota.
is the
Hey,
cool
Julie.
thing about technology, right? Like, look how many areas we're connecting. I love that.
Wow. Hundreds of people joining us right now.
Mhm.
I was just
Love it.
doing a part one right before this, and was telling the prospect I was talking to how incredible it was that, you know, like, look at right now, we've got, let's see, Jason, where are you coming in from?
New Hampshire.
I'm coming in from Arizona. Dr. D,
I'm right here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Leigh,
I am in Wisconsin.
Lisa,
Pennsylvania.
and Brandi.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Look at that. I mean, yeah, we can all be together to do this training. I'm going to jump into it, guys, real quick. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time speaking here, but what I do want to go into, and this is really important, the things we're going to cover today, whether it be Pulse, whether it be how to be organized with this app, whether it be our trial size marketing, you know, like our that I've got right here. You want to take advantage of this. We've got something really unique in our hands, and we all had the advantage of being able to test, as an example, Pulse for what did we do about 4 weeks before it came out. And I was just telling the group before we started, I was doing an accountability call with about 100 people, and only one had actually used Pulse since it got introduced from the World Conference. And these are the things, we don't want you to just listen to us. We want this to be interactive. We want you pulling out your phone. We want you hitting a contact. We want you to see different things as we go through it, and to do some of these things with it to make sure you do it. I do want to mention, I mentioned this to the team before, you know, Leigh, about the contacts in there. When the Pulse app was added, please make sure you do go into your UnFranchise marketing app and make sure you go to settings and make sure that if you want your device contacts, sync device contacts in there. It's vital. If you hand out, like I love handing out these samples and then using the follow-up from there, you'll want to have that in there to be able to do it. So with that, have fun, get the phone out, pay attention. And I'm going to turn it over to Jason Pelland, who is our unsung hero today, to help you get organized with some of this. And Jason, please take it away. And guys, we're going to have a great training.
Yeah, thanks, Jim. And thanks all of you for joining us. I think we all agree that the UnFranchise marketing app has been a game changer, and we continue to develop upon it, and great tools like Pulse, like Shop Live. But the tools are only as good as you that are using them. So what we'd like to do is really invest some time tonight, and really is an investment. We're going to have some fun, but we've got some activities that we want you to do alongside with us to make sure that you understand the power of the UnFranchise marketing app. So what that means is usually we like to remove distractions, but this is one of those times where you're going to be on this Zoom, or maybe you're following along in the live stream, is we want you to have your phone out with you, and we want you to actually have the UnFranchise marketing app loaded. So go ahead and find it on your phone and open it up to that home screen, because we're going to have you doing some activities that will move your business forward right alongside this presentation or this training tonight. So, you know, ultimately, we know that the fortune is in the follow-up. It's all about marketing and promotion and staying in communication with our customers. So it's just about having a tool to help you do that. And I would tell you that, again, you want something that's going to be user-friendly for you. And I think one of the reasons why people may have a challenge with the app is that they haven't personalized it or really got it set up for themselves. So that's what I'm going to talk to you about this evening, is really getting started with your app. And for some of you, it may be a review, but just humor me, follow along. But the most important thing to get started is you got to make sure that you download the app. You can go to your unfranchise.com, you go to ordering, and under ordering, there's a tab for the UnFranchise marketing app. There's a beautiful landing page, tells you all about the app, but you can go to the Google Play Store, you can go to Apple Store, and you can just download UnFranchise marketing app, right? It comes with your subscription as a UFO. You also will then have access to the website for your desktop called unfranchisemarketing.com. And when you get to that page or you open up your app, it's going to ask you to sign in with your rep ID and password, just like you would to log into unfranchise.com. So that's the first thing that everyone needs to do, is make sure you actually have the app on your mobile device and ready, right? The next thing is, every time you open this app, I want you to take your finger and I want you to just touch the screen and pull down, and you'll see this little circular refresh button kind of going in circles, and it's going to load new content. And why is that important? Because almost daily, we are loading in new assets, new creative assets, new images, PDFs, new videos, and tools for you to use. But if you're not refreshing it, you might be missing out on some of the latest and greatest things to move your business forward. So that's step one, is to make sure that you've refreshed it. And it's going to take a couple seconds. It's going to load, refresh, and you're done. It's going to give you all of the major materials that have been added to the app. So go ahead and make sure that right now you've got your screen open, and you're going to just slide your finger down, and it's going to reload and load the most current content into your app. So that's step one. Go ahead and do that for me, and put a 1 in the chat when you've done that, so we know that you're following along with us. Please, please, please. This is for your benefit, okay? Now, the next thing is, you want to be notified when there's certain activities, like people opening an image that you sent, maybe opening a video. If you do share a video, it's going to let you know how much of the video they actually watch. So you want to make sure you turn your notifications on. So on the homepage of your app, in the bottom right-hand corner, there's a little button that says More. When you click on the More, and I'm doing it right alongside as I'm talking with you, I'm going to click on More, and I'm going to go to my settings. And when you click on settings, you're going to find about right in the middle of the page, a little button that says Notifications. When you click on Notifications, it's going to bring you to the next screen, and you'll see this little slider button at the top that says Push Notifications. You want to make sure that that is on, right? Because that's what's going to notify you when there's messaging coming in from the app. And it's going to come right on your phone, and it's going to be this little call out message, and it lets you know what's happening. It's going to be important for your Pulse notifications. It's important when you're using the trial size marketing. So you want to make sure that you turn on the push notifications. And of course, the email and the text or SMS notifications are great as well. You want to use this as a tool to grow your business, and you can only grow your business if you know what's happening in your business. So the notifications are critical. Now, make sure that you've done that. Has everyone gone ahead and turned on their notifications? Go ahead and put a 1 in the chat if you've done that. Okay, we want you guys to be using the tools. Very good, thank you. Great, lots of 1s there, lots of superstars. You're coachable, I love it, I love it. Now, your newsfeed on your app is a great rolling timeline of everything that's happening. So in your app, what you're going to do is you're going to see the bottom screen. It has the media, contacts, and then the feed button. So you're still on the feed button or the feed menu. And in the upper left-hand corner, there's actually a little, it looks like, we call it an RSS feed, but that's the tech term, right? When you click on that, it actually will open up all of your Market America news. So when we've got new articles and blog articles and emails and things like that, it's right here. So for those of you that might be at the doctor's office, or you're getting an oil change, or you're waiting for your, in the car pickup line, or you're at your son or daughter's dance or gymnastics classes, and you want to get caught up, rather than just going to like the mainstream media, get caught up on your business, right? Find out what's going on in your business so that you can stay ahead of all the great information that we're pushing out. Now, also on your news feed, you've got different actions, and that's when people are, opening the apps, when you're sending out samples. But then there's also reminders, and that's going to be in the upper right-hand corner. You'll see a little, it looks like a clock or a scheduling button. When you click on that, those are custom reminders. So you can actually set up your own custom reminder. Put a 1 in the chat if you knew that, right? Did you know that? Did you know that you can put your own custom reminders into your UnFranchise marketing app? Okay. Yeah, that was kind of like a little, it was hidden in there. I found it by accident, right? So you click on that little clock, you go to custom reminders. In the bottom right, you click the plus sign and you can add up to 3 custom reminders. In my case, I focus on web centers. I made sure I put in a couple of my web center follow-ups, as well as a prospect I needed to call and follow up with. Rather than just putting it in my calendar, I also put it in my custom reminder because it came as a push notification, right? And I treat those push notifications like gold. And we're going to talk more about some of these notifications when it comes to Pulse later on today, but use the custom reminders on a daily basis. Like, what are the top 3 things that you need to do for your business today? Set it as a reminder. And that way, as the day starts tomorrow, you've got, those 3 most important items that you need to take advantage of. Okay. Now, after your reminders, we need to make sure that you are using it. And we want to make sure that you're setting up your homepage. So you can actually organize the categories in your app. So I want you all to be on the homepage again. And in the upper right-hand corner, there's 3 little lines. And when you click it, it shows you every category that we have in the app. And if it's green, it means it will appear. If you want to turn it off, you toggle it to gray, and it will be removed from your homepage, right? So if you want to kind of declutter, you can do that, but you can always come back here and find all the categories. Now, I love what we've done with the quizzes and questionnaires. I love the samples. I love the business building. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to put those towards the top when I log in, so they're part of my homepage when I open the app. All you need to do is where those 3 lines are, you click it on your app and you can drag the order, so you can sort the order of the categories on your app. So go ahead and do that for me. Click on those 3 little lines, come to the major listing, and I want you to drag and drop some of these categories and rearrange, say, your top category. If you're a TLS coach, I want you to take TLS and TLS samples, and I want you to push it towards the top. I want you all to have the quizzes and questionnaires and samples towards the top. If maybe you're not focused in, say, pet health or auto works, maybe you take that one and slide it down a little bit. And this is how you can personalize it. And if you personalize it, you're going to use it more. You're more likely to use it when it's been made for you. But a great category is the favorites category. And I had some people say, well, I don't have the favorites category, Jason. And I said, well, that's because you haven't made any favorites. Go into the app, into the different categories, find the pieces of content that you love, the digital education and credibility video, the samples, the daily essentials samples, some of our new samples like Bliss or Neurofocus. And I want you to open that up and I want you to click the little favorite button, click the little heart on that, and then you can create your own list of favorites. And now you can have that as a category towards the top. It's kind of like a quick list, bookmark it. So when you open it, it's going to categorize the images, the PDFs, and the videos on one page of your favorite content to share. And it makes it easier to use the app so that on the go, on the fly, you can be very, very effective. So go ahead and do me a favor. Go into somewhere on the app, find your favorite piece of content, even like the sizzle video, make it a favorite, and then you'll see that show up in your favorites listing in the category. Okay. Now,
hey, Jason, I'm back with you. In our chat, we've got a lot of people who said, man, he is moving fast and I am lost.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm jumping in. And the only reason I was looking at the chat is because I got lost.
All right. I get so excited, Jim. I'm sorry.
We go back to the 3 lines. Are you guys good with that? Let's go back and see how we got there, because we really want people to a lot of people saying I don't have the 3 lines. So I got to find where did you get to those?
Okay. So let's go to the homepage.
You're so good, by the way.
Thank you.
Put a 1 in if you think Jason is great. If we're putting 1s in, I think he's great. But
I get so excited.
We gotta slow you down a little bit for us that aren't as fast as you are.
I feel like a race car tied to a plow, Jim. I'm just so excited about this. Right? All right. So I will let you know, everyone, I am on an Android phone, right? So I'm using an Android phone. And it's not an iPhone. I know there's a lot of iPhone users out there. So right now on my Android, I open up my UnFranchise marketing app and you see exactly what you see on the screen. This is my homepage. It's actually a screenshot of my homepage when I log in. you should see a search feature on the upper left-hand corner. And in the upper right-hand corner, you should see 3 little lines. Do you see that, Jim? You know, you've got an iPhone.
Okay, I have an iPhone, Jason, so this will be good. So on the iPhone, it looks like little bars you would move, 2 little bars. But if you just touch that, it pulls up exactly what you have by touching the 3 bars, the 2 little toggles. Thank you, whoever said that. But all you have to do is touch them and it pulls up exactly what Jason has. So don't get, whether it's the lines or it's the toggles, you just have to hit it. Great.
All right, perfect.
So
Thank
now
you.
what do? I want to move something around.
All right, so now you've got this listing that you see on the screen. And if you go to the far right-hand side, you should have some toggles and another set of bars.
I do.
I want you to press one finger on where those bars are, and then you can drag your finger on your phone and you can slide it up and down and you can reorganize those different categories.
Oh, that's cool. So I can move my favorites up or down. I'm doing it, Jason. All right, I got this.
Right. And then if you've got an area that maybe, you know, you feel it's cluttering, you can toggle it and turn it off. You always have access to come back to this page, but I want you to make it clean and easy to use. So take your top assets and categories that you want to use and slide it up to the top. So it's right there in your face when you open the app. Does that make sense, Jim?
It does. So that's where you're saying, like, if I'm a TLS is maybe my major, it would make sense to put my finger on that and move my TLS up to the top with it, because that's something I'm going to talk to people a lot about.
Yeah. And you might even take like the TLS Turbochrome V6 samples and also move that up, because that might be something that you're really focusing on. Okay.
Oh, this is so I can put all my samples up at the top, because I like sending samples out or handing them out and doing that. So I can do that.
Exactly. And that's when we did so much work on those quizzes. I took those quizzes and put those towards the top as well, because I want to use this to create customers.
Oh my, I'm so glad I'm on this training.
We think it's intuitive,
but I think I'm pretty good at this, but you guys are like the masters.
Well, I tell you, you know, we think it's intuitive, but until you just kind of click around and poke, you might find some of these things. I kind of found it by accident, Jim, to be honest with you.
I'm putting my Bliss sample right at the top because I love Bliss.
That's great. Right. So you'll always have the header at the top, and at the header has a Shop Live banner. You'll have the samples banner, and then right underneath that will be the categories that you can reorganize yourself.
Okay. That was great. Thank you, Jason. I'll pop off and let you roll, buddy. But that was really, I think a lot of people are saying, Carmen says she needs Bliss right now. You're doing great. Thanks for, I think it's good we slowed her down for a second to give people a chance to catch up with you. Okay.
You got it. You got it. All right. So some people did come to me at our breakout and say, well, I don't have a favorites category. And when we looked, it's because they didn't go into any of the assets, any of the categories, any of the images and make it their favorite. So there were no favorites to highlight. So you're going to go through your homepage. You're going to find some of those things. I want you to try and do that right now, everyone. I want you to go through and find a piece of content. Maybe it's something about Bliss, right? Or maybe it's a TLS video. Maybe it's the new NeuroFocus video or the MycoAdapt video. And you're going to open that to the page where you can actually see the little heart on the screen. And you're going to click on that little favorite button. Okay. And when you do that, it's going to be put into your favorites list with anything else. So then you should have that category available in that previous screen in that listing, right? So you can make kind of like a bookmark list of your favorite things in the app, and you can make sure that you put it on your homepage. Okay. All right, so I know that we went through a lot already, right? But I would say that the most important thing is personalizing it and getting it set up. Refresh your screen. We all did that. Great job. Turn on your notifications. Great job. Organize it to your liking. Okay, now you're set up for success. So the next thing we want to do is talk to you about a great feature. And I'm actually going to have Leigh Raeder join me for this because she has done such a great job with this feature, you can actually add your own content, your own media within your app. Leigh, can you talk a little bit about this and how you've used it?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Jason. So I'm all about personalizing as much as I can, and we have some great media already loaded for us. But anytime that I can send something of myself to my clients, I feel like they can relate a little bit more. So I have so many different videos stored on my phone, and this doesn't have to be like in the beauty division. It can be any of you, even mixing up isotonics and drinking it, or whatever your specialty is. Just record some quick videos just using your phone and your video app. And then you can go to your UnFranchise marketing app and you can scroll down to where you see My Media, and there's a button, and you can just go ahead and click Add Media. Then it'll ask you, where you want to get that from, and I just click on My Videos on my phone. I can scroll down and choose which video I would like to upload into the app. Then what's really great about it is you can actually give it a title, you can put a description, and then you can actually decide if you want to put a product embedded in the video. So you can put a link to the actual product you're talking about in the video. So in this example, I just did a quick tutorial. I think it was under 60 seconds on how to shape and fill in your brows with our new brow pencils. And then I can send that to any of my contacts, getting them kind of interested in the brow pencil. They can go ahead and just order it right from the app, and really, really simple to do. So I've been having fun with that. And you can add any media. You can add your own picture. You can add your own PDF. You can add your own media. So if there's something that you wish was on the app that's not, go ahead and add it. And I love it too, because when I send this to my customers, it will actually tell me when they clicked on it, when they watched it, and you can share it, either email, you can share it in a text, you can just share the link to it, you can share it on social media. So I've been having a lot of fun with it, and it's been really successful for me.
I love it. And you've actually created some action items so they can click on it and it directs them to the website to make a purchase for that particular product.
Yep.
And it's a great way to increase sales, right?
Yeah, and you can add any link. You can add a link to your social media. You can add a link to the product. You can add a link to, anything that you want, and it's right embedded there. And it's sort of like the Shop Live, where they can just touch on it and it will take them to that actual website.
That's great. So
I'm sorry, Jason, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jim.
You just do a little video that you have like from your phone?
Yeah.
That you use. Do you do it live, or do you record it and then put it on?
Yeah, I just record it on my phone, and then you can just upload it right into your app, and it saves it on there, and it shows up in My Media.
Do I have to do it vertical, or can I do it horizontal? Does it matter?
I've only done them vertical, but I believe you should be able to do it horizontal, because you can see in my example, I only take up, a little bit of the box.
Right.
And people are asking, is there a time limit? I try to make my videos short because attention spans are very short. So I try to keep them a minute or two, because I want to keep their attention. So I just get right to the point, and that's really been effective.
That's fair. I love that. Because people love a little personalized action on this, right? It could be just a little thing you send them. Hey, I'm really excited that you're going to be testing some of our samples, or whatever it may be, and you pop that to them, and then the follow-up occurs. I think that's great. Thank you, Leigh, for explaining that to me.
They love to see you, because they usually have a connection with you instead of some fancy video. So be real, be raw. You can be in your pajamas drinking your isotonics. People love seeing that.
Not my pajamas, Leigh.
Only nice pajamas.
Yeah.
And some of you might be asking, where do you do this? Well, on the homepage of the app, it looks as if it's one of the categories. So as you scroll down the app, there is a section that says My Media. And for you, it's probably blank. It just says My Media with a little plus sign. So because you haven't added any media, there's nothing there. So you click on that little green circle with the plus sign, and it brings you to the area where you can add and upload any content that you want. I see in the chat some people use YouTube videos or things that aren't in the app. I know Dr. D, you've done that. Take some videos from your YouTube channel and added it within your own My Media section. So it doesn't have to be a personalized video, although I think that's a great way to leverage it, Leigh.
And I know there's a couple questions, what's the limit to videos? I haven't reached a limit yet. So I would just keep doing them. I don't have a special place that I save them in my phone. It's just literally in my videos. So it's very easy. It's just like uploading it to anything.
Yeah, and again, could be for any division, could be anything, could just be like a hi, nice to meet you, so glad you stopped by. Could be just any type of welcome message that you want to share with the world. Okay, so that's another thing that we talk about in terms of getting organized. Leigh, I know that you and I spoke last week about this, but adding contacts and syncing your contacts, like Jim referenced at the beginning, is critical. If you're going to use the app, you need to have your contacts connected. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So how would you guys like to learn how to import your contacts or your customers from your back office or from UnFranchise.com? Because when we first got the app, the thing is, like, I didn't have a lot of my preferred customers saved as contacts in my phone, right? So my phone was more like personal friends that I've had and things like that. And I wanted to start sending the trial size marketing out to current customers, for gifts and things like that. So I actually went ahead and went to my UnFranchise.com business account. So you all can do this, and you don't have to do it right now because it might take a little bit longer than what we have. But of course, we have this recording available and you can take notes. But you can download your preferred customer list right from your UnFranchise.com. So all you have to do is click on business, and then you go to reports, and there's a preferred customer report. So once you click on that, then you can decide which report you would like downloaded. So I just chose contact list. Contact list is going to have all the information that I would need, such as their name and email address and phone number and things like that. So once you choose contact list, then it's going to have you export it. You can print it if you'd like. So I just clicked on export, and then you can click submit. And then what it's going to do is it's going to ask for your email. So just put in whatever email you would like it emailed to. And a CSV file or an Excel file will be emailed right to that email address. So then what you can do is just open it up. And I'm not that efficient with Excel. It's like one of the only programs that I'm not sufficient with. But I just took out some columns that I didn't need, such as like PCID or some of the blank columns there. And I just deleted those. And then I went to UnFranchiseMarketing.com on my computer. So even though we have our UnFranchise Marketing app, we actually also have a website. So go to UnFranchiseMarketing.com, log in with your same login as your back office or your, UnFranchise Marketing app. And then you can go up to the top where it says contacts, and then you can click import contacts. So really, really simple. So if I can do it, I think you can all do it. And then you can choose which file you have. So right here where it says CSV file, I just clicked on there. Now it does kind of give you a list of how it wants the fields named. So you can go on there and change that in your Excel file or your CSV file. Or you can just choose to start importing them, and it will literally ask you what each column is. So on the next screen, it kind of shows that, but on the bottom, it asks you what site you want to add that to. So I just chose UnFranchise Marketing. I didn't put them in folders and I didn't add them to a drip campaign or anything. I literally just hit UnFranchiseMarketing.com, and magically, they actually showed up on my UnFranchise Marketing app in contacts. So I was so thankful to learn that because I have thousands of customers on my UnFranchise, and I'm like, there's no way I can put those in one by one. So I hope that kind of helps you guys, if you're looking to do that as well, because it'll just save you a lot of time with importing those contacts in there. So let me know if that helps. Let me know if anyone's done this before, because the thing is, you want to, if you get new customers periodically, you may want to do this every once in a while to like get those new customers in there. What's nice about it is it will just add those new customers that won't, change anything that you already had in there too. So you can just do the same process again, and then it'll be there for you.
Now, Leigh, real quick, I think a lot of people are wondering what's the difference between syncing your contacts and what happens is that the app will allow you to sync all of your phone contacts into the app, where there might be some people that don't want to put all of their personal contacts into the app. They only want their unfranchised customer contacts. And that's why you're kind of following this process. Isn't that true?
Exactly.
Okay.
So if I would do that, in my phone, I've got like my personal contacts, which some of them are customers, but I have even more customers on my unfranchise.com. And I really wanted to merge that list into my contacts on my app as well. And they don't show up on my phone, under my personal contacts. It just shows up on my unfranchised marketing app under contacts.
That's great.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys, if you want to like, let us know when you do it. And, I know some of you are asking, you can definitely go back and watch this recording because it does take a couple minutes, but once you do it, it's actually pretty simple. And just let us know if you have any issues with it, and we can definitely walk you through it. So I actually would love to bring in our next guest to this conversation, and she is the Vice President of Product Development and Clinical Education. And she is the perfect person to help me talk about our next subject. And so let's chat trial size marketing with Dr. Deedra Mason.
I love it. Hey, you guys, thanks for doing all of this. I mean, how excited are you about some of the new Easter eggs you found in our unfranchised marketing app today? I know I learned already, like Jim was saying, like 7 new things. I'm so excited about this.
It's crazy like how much this app does. And I know you and I and, some of the other guests on here, we've been utilizing it, and we keep saying to each other like, oh my gosh, like, did you know it did this? It's so helpful with doing that. But I really want to talk about some statistics.
I just want to pop in very quickly, Leigh, and just remind people that we are all busy. And I have found that this has been a huge benefit to my busy schedule, getting something in. The notifications are so important. How many times have you said, when I have a couple minutes, I'm going to do that, but you don't remember these consistent notifications? You've got to turn on notifications, like Jason said. But each one of these is allowing what was previously an excuse of a busy life to start taking care of things. You guys, I got a new customer tonight, and it had everything to do with sharing a trial size pack.
Yeah. And that's what I've been finding too, is like the reminding me to follow up, the options of like media to follow up, because sometimes that's always the struggle too. And yeah, I think it's just going to be a game changer for everybody's business. But I mean, these trial size marketing, like you have done an amazing job with, some of the new ones we have, and we're going to definitely talk about those coming up. But I saw Jim pop back on.
I'll be real quick, because I just want to say to the people who are chatting in the post, you can watch a replay. We will have one that'll come out for YouTube. It's also on Market America's Facebook page, which means you can go back and watch the replay right away on it. But if you're always chatting, you're going to miss a lot of things that are going on. So I would put some focus on that, and I know Jason and Leigh really tried to slow it. I saw Leigh slowing it down as she went along, but you're probably going to have to do some replays. I've just been doing replays right before this on some of the presentations from World Conference. And guys, that's okay to do. Like Dr. D said, there's so many things we're picking up so fast, and we may have even broke the app for about 2 minutes or whatever. It seems to be going again because so many people were using it. But those are things that we can take care of. The other thing, some people are saying, can I get rid of my personal contacts that are in there? I don't know if these guys know the answer to that, but I will tell you one thing to be aware of. if you move the personal contacts out and then you hand over a sample to somebody who's not a preferred customer, you have to then add them in to be able to do it. Because I did that and I didn't have my personal contacts synced and I wasn't able to do that. So there's benefits to both ways of doing it. So please be aware of that. And you guys are great. I love the enthusiasm for this that everybody has. And you're right, this is an incredible program for us to be able to have. So Dr. D and Leigh, take it away, all right?
Well, I just want to give people, I know you've been given a couple of homework tasks and things to do as we made this a workshop, but that's going to be one of my first homework tasks, is that I want to make sure that you guys are telling someone in your organization, someone that is of that list that's not using the app, some of the things that you learned tonight and how excited you are about what you learned tonight. Get them on the Facebook page, get them to watch some of these replays. Because if not everybody showed up tonight, not everybody's getting this incredible information.
Yeah, and the other thing is, like, well, Jim kind of touched on it. You can actually choose which personal contacts you want to upload to the app, and you can delete certain contacts too. But if you guys have not updated your app in a while too, you may want to do that. Some people are saying, like, just make sure it's always up to date, but you really can't break it. So just use it, because I learned by doing. If I just sit and watch something, I will not remember it. So as much as you can do, and like Jim said, just replay it, pause it, do it. That's how I learn. So don't get discouraged. But I just want to chat a little bit about some trial size marketing statistics, because this is something that Lisa Martin actually pulled up. And I think it's like very, very astounding that 92% of consumers will try a product sample. So you've got a pretty good chance that if you offer one, someone will take it, right? 53% buy the product sample they tried. So you have over 50% chance that they will try it. I actually think that can get higher. 42% have switched their brand preference based on trying a product sample. I think those are pretty good. And 56% like product samples because they are looking for alternatives. So that tells me right there that there's a lot of people out there that maybe aren't so happy with some of the things that they are using and would be open to that. And 77% say that receiving product sample would motivate them to try another product from that brand. So sampling experiences, they often generate more customers and sales. I can actually say that they do. And 81% of consumers are more likely to purchase a product if they had the opportunity to try it first. And that's why this trial size marketing is so powerful, right, Dr. D?
Well, and that's the magic of this, because 81% of consumers are more likely to do it if you allow them to touch, feel, taste. Listen, what people are ultimately looking to do, right, is not to turn their life around 180 degrees, but instead ask themselves the question, will I do this each and every day? And so that 42% switching their brand preference will often use one of our products simply because it was more convenient, because they liked the approach that someone like Leigh or someone like you took, right? They're looking for alternatives. They just haven't taken the time, or more importantly, someone hasn't taken the time with them to show them an alternative. And that's why I'm excited about what we're talking about tonight, because we'll talk about some of the details you can share.
Exactly. And really, there's 4 ways to share a sample. It actually used to be 3 ways, but I added one. So obviously, the one way that you can do is you can send a sample via the app. Now, if you haven't done this, I encourage you to do this, because when we first launched it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to choose a few of like my really good skincare clients, and I'm going to actually send them a sample from Health and Nutrition. But what I did was I actually reached out to them and let them know that I was going to do it and got them excited about receiving the sample. And you'll see in a little bit that, there's a drip campaign that really helps you remember to follow up with them. And it really is handy to do it that way. And of course, you're paying for the shipping, which is $5.95. So absolutely really reasonably priced. The second way would be you could have the customer purchase a sample from your sample website. The sample website is amazing. I personally like to invest in purchasing the sample for my customers and potential customers, just because I think it's a really nice gesture to do that. But if they want to do that, we do have that option. The third way is to hand deliver samples. So I always have, I'm sure you do too, I've always got like all my samples with me all the time, because you never know. And even when I travel, I carry these with me because you never know who you're going to come across and who you're going to have a conversation with that's going to bring up something that one of our samples can help. And I know you'll get into that a little bit on how to kind of match these samples to our customers or the people we meet. And then, of course, you can add it to your customers' orders on unfranchise.com. So I'm sure you've seen that when you place an order, it'll pop up and it'll ask you if you'd like to add a sample to their order. So that is another way that you can do that.
And that's a really good way for people that are, because I love what Leigh just said, about, not staying focused on a brand that they're already purchasing, but increasing that share of customers. So she used to help the nutrition product to someone that would otherwise be using skincare for her, right? And what she's doing is she's showing the diversity of her product line. And I think that's a powerful place to be, because we don't always get into the minutia with some of our customers, our clients, about, where they're at. And I don't think we should be making, Lisa, the decision about where they do want to spend their money. We should be sharing what we have. That's why I also love that Leigh invests in her people, right? Some of you have asked about where are the UnFranchise marketing apps. What do they look like? That's going to be part of your homework. I need you to go to UnFranchise marketing on your computer. And I need you to look at all of the sample websites that are there for you, because when you send someone a sample and they want to learn more, they're going to get some leads to be able to show them these incredible products when you share a tool with them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have some homework for you guys, because you can't just come on and not, act. So we've got some action steps. And the first thing that we want you to do is we want you to add trial size bundles to your auto ship. You can pick one a month. You can put several on. You can really choose what that number is going to be. I actually have all of them because they're all very different, right? And so I want to be prepared and I want to have them. So the goal is obviously to continue to give these out. So you're going to need more in a month when your next auto ship comes, right, Dr. D?
That's exactly right. And for many of us, we're going to put more than one set, because we may be majoring in nutrimetrics and we're working with health practitioners, but we know that either that practitioner, a staff member, really needs to have an experience with a product to be able to speak to a new customer, kind of like we've just talked about, touch, feel, taste, know that they can do this. And so I'm also thinking about how I may be sharing multiple brands, multiple samples, because of the way I interact with people. And so I'm going to need several of these on my auto ship, and have several on my auto ship.
Absolutely. Now, I want you guys to come up with a number in your head, because we're all different. We all have different goals, but I want you to decide, how many are you going to send through the UnFranchise marketing app within the next week? And just fill that number in. You can write it down. Actually, I want you to put it in the chat and let us know how many you are committing to sell or to sharing through the UF marketing app. We'll see those come in. I also want you to come up with a number for your goal as to how many are you going to add to those customer orders on unfranchise.com. That number may be different. It may be less. It may be more. I want you to put that number in the chat. All right. We see some 7, 5, 10. All right, Roxanne. I love it. I love it. 10. I love
Perfect.
seeing that. That's awesome.
Right. So that's what we're going to commit to. And we're going to, and we want to hear from you guys. That's the benefit of kind of these interactions, Facebook, social media, is that we get to hear from you guys about what you're doing.
Exactly. And so the next one is, we want to know if you're hashtag Team Bliss, hashtag Team V6, hashtag Team Prime, Team Focus, Team Essentials, Team Enzymes, or Team Needle Free. And we want you guys to pose and, do some pictures with your samples. Here's a great example where they're, they have some right by their essentials right there, but you can actually hold up your sample, take a picture, post it on social media with the hashtag, and then whoever you're gifting it to, have them do it the same. So I love Brandi saying team all of the above.
That's so good.
I love that.
I think this is a great way, again, to just make this also, a very personal experience with our customers, because they may have seen you on social media talking about your morning routine and adding in your daily essentials. They may have asked a question through something like that, and that's where you can send them to the marketing app. You can, of course, send them a sample yourself through your phone, instead of going to UnFranchise the websites or asking them to go to the website. But from here, if you know that they saw you on social media, talk to them about sharing that picture with you. That social proof for you, that increases excitement, and it allows them to be a part of something really fun with you.
Absolutely. And usually they want to do it too, because they're really grateful for the gift that you gave them. They're pretty excited to get it, and they're beautiful, right? So why wouldn't they want to share this? So in the chat, I want to know, how many are you going to give out and hand personally to those in your life? And then how many are you going to post on social media in the next week? Because that way we can cheer you on and see them. So we want to see all those posts, and you might even get your post reshared by our company as well. So I love it. 5, 10, look at all those coming in. 50, Selena's doing 50. I love it. That is awesome. Awesome. So I want you guys to now start to make a list of people that would benefit from each sample option. And Dr. D is going to give some really good points on each sample of people that would maybe be interested in it. So as she does that, start jotting down names of people that you're going to gift with these beautiful samples.
This is really fun. Like anytime you're at a general product training, anytime you learn about a new product, because you're at World Conference or international, customers pop into your head, family members, community members, people that you run into or you haven't spoken to in a while. So we want to make sure that they have that kind of great experience as well, right? So to do this, to share it with someone, you have to know what they're going to get, so you can feel comfortable letting them know about that process. So this is so fantastic, because when it's sent through the UnFranchise marketing app through your phone, they're going to get a personal letter from you that lets them know, and you follow up, that lets them know, why you're excited about this. These have been created by us and our content writers, so they speak to individual benefits. That's the other thing that I love. None of these cards are the same. They don't just say, here's one of my favorite products, hope you love it. Many of them, speak to a particular benefit or why you love it. And we've done that for you. And then what Leigh did, where she talks about, I'm going to let them know that I'm going to follow up. That's that kind of personal touch that is matched by none. Think about it. Put a 1 in the chat right now if you find it novel when someone sends you a thank you letter, when someone reaches out and makes a phone call, when someone has a personal contact with you, right? That is such a novel place to be today, that you become a superstar in someone's life. These customized letters also kind of give you that back end. They're getting these drip, they get that personalized letter, then they start to get drip email to remind them to take their sample. The sample's been sent, you've received your sample, and you guys are getting it on the other side as well. It's letting you know that Leigh's received your sample. Follow up with her. Maybe you share some more media at this point with them. The really nice thing is that it takes the work, it becomes seamless for you. So it takes the work out of everything. These professional samples that speak to their needs. I'm super excited about what's been created here. And so let's do that names list. You have to be sure that some of you asked about the creation of not just a new customer base or what would I share, but you also asked about some of the benefits of the website. So I want you to think about some of your customers that really are like looking for the details, the nitty gritty. They want to know information. You have to first go to your website to see everything that's there. Encourage them to look around if they're that type of person that says, oh, I need to know more. Don't ever feel like you have to be the expert, right? These are beautifully written flyers, and that website has amazing content on it as well. And most importantly is it has an easy call to action, an action button for them to get started. Maybe they let you know when they've done something and you can send them a sample after that.
Yeah, they are beautiful. So helpful. Let's talk about some of the samples that we have available.
So this was one that we came out with about 6 months ago, and this is the digestive enzymes. We wrote this content to remind people that sometimes you feel a little bit overfull, right? And so it's really fun to bring that up to people, not just not so much in social events, but to remind them that we've all felt that way. But maybe something that they didn't know is that that this has an ingredient in it that is a full spectrum gluten-free, right? That's really important to people today, a plant-based enzyme. This is something that can have a quick or immediate response. This is a fast-acting sample. So I want you to think about anyone that overeats, tells you that they overeat. Someone that says that they are with foods, they just feel like some foods don't sit with them well, but they love those foods. These are the type of people that are going to be really benefited by the isotonic digestive enzymes. People that complain about their weight, people that complain about not feeling good after overeating, and people that say they just love certain foods, but those foods don't love them back. Let them know it's plant-based and gluten-free.
And we all know people like that.
This one's really big for me. Think of anyone that has ever told you it's too difficult to be a supplement taker. This is a great full spectrum product with OPC3, multivitamin B complex in the active form, and a calcium plus complex, 5 different calciums. And that's something I want you to share with them. This is not your like off the counter calcium. This has 5 different calcium salts, allowing it to work throughout the body. I often think about customers that say, it's too hard. I won't ever be compliant. I just want one thing. Do you have one thing that would help me? These are the people, if you know anyone that's ever said that, I don't want to do it. It's too hard. It takes too much time. I'm only going to do it if it's easy. That's who's going to be best for the daily essentials.
Absolutely.
This one's huge because this has Capsamax in it. That's a trademarked ingredient. And throughout all of our product line, you find that some of the benefits of our products are differentiators, the things that make them change their brand because they were already looking for an alternative, is the fact that many of our ingredients are clinically evidenced. Capsamax is something that when people say that they know that they need to lose weight, they want to lose weight, they're looking for a few extra pounds to lose. But they often say that they have a hard time sticking to a program. The thermogenic benefits of Capsamax burn about 130 extra kilocalories a day. And a lot of people say, well, 130 is not that much. Well, what if I told you they were doing it without doing anything extra? And about 5 pounds of muscle burns 130 kilocalories a day.
Wow. That's incredible.
Neurofocus, one of my favorites. This is for the person that says they get up, they have to walk around, they do what? They have to clear their head. They just need to walk away, they can come back, maybe then they can concentrate. I'm going to tell you there's a huge benefit to digestive enzymes and neurofocus together because the gut and brain, they mean something to each other and they need to communicate real well. What we did with NeuroFocus is we built a product for people that are in front of their computers for hours at a time, people that need that 90 minutes of just strict focus. So think about individuals that tell you that they would drink coffee, but they don't tolerate coffee, but they still need the focus and clarity. Think about anyone that says they hit a wall at 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon, but they still have a good 2-3 hours of work. Think about anyone that tells you that they do this when they look at the screen, right? They're just fatigued all over. These are the type of people that really see a benefit from this. They don't get a jolt from this, right? This isn't, you're not going to learn Vietnamese in 30 minutes, but what you are going to be able to do is spend time on your projects. Get the details right. So people that have to dig into the minutiae, anyone that has to get granular with their job, pay attention to the details and not miss the details, this is perfect for them. Prime Sleep. Listen, I can't shut up about this product. You guys have heard me talk about Prime Sleep with 10 milligrams of melatonin for over a year now. And there's a reason why. Melatonin helps us sleep. Stress and poor sleep are the number one factors that people see their practitioner about. More than 90% of people see their practitioner due to those two issues. I think it's really important for us to know that the aging brain needs some oxidative support, and melatonin is a natural brain antioxidant. So the one reason why I bring that up, if anyone above the age of 40 is starting to see their sleep quality decline, whether they recognize it or not, sharing that fact with people that as early as our late 20s, we end up losing our ability to create healthy sleep waves. And that's one of the reasons why we don't feel productive. One of the reasons why we don't feel energetic. One of the reasons why we start to gain weight. It's really a powerful thing to tell people that just a little better sleep is going to change a lot of those things for them. Bliss. Now we should probably call Jim back so he can talk about what makes Bliss amazing for him. But Bliss is one of those products. You want to think about anyone that, a great people for Bliss are people that have to go on job interviews. And I think that's a great way to get a new customer, Leigh, because like they were kind of in distress, right? They were kind of, and I've got this superhero for you. Bliss is one of these products that, because it is unnerving and it helps calm the nervous system, but also the formulation acts fast, people find that it takes the edge off quick. And that's exactly who I want you to think of. The people that feel really tightly wound, that, kind of feel like they're clenching their fist, people that feel like I just need to relax, people that tell you they need a vacation from their vacation because their vacation wasn't much of a vacation, right?
Exactly. I need that.
People are having trouble with this app. Go take some Bliss. It is.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I feel like Bliss sales are going to be through the roof tonight, right?
Oh, I'm Team Bliss. That's one of my favorite products, guys. And Lisa takes this every day of her life because she lives with me. And I got to tell you, with this sample, we really have an opportunity because Bliss, Dr. D, is a product people feel, right? They notice a lot of them right away. Where some of the others are great products, but they may not notice as much right away where they will typically with Bliss. So you've got a great opportunity with this. I want to add one quick thing. Some people were asking about where they get their websites. Now team, you guys are going to play with your phone. You're going to watch the replays. But if you're looking at how do I get it on my app, what you do is you go to say Bliss. And when you go there on your app, if you scroll over, it's going to say Bliss sample websites. If you go to NeuroFocus, it's going to say the same thing on there. Any of these will have a website with it. Right as you scroll across, you just have to really look. Thermochrome V6 has them. All of them have them. So there are a lot of comments like, where do I find this on the phone? Just look and it'll say sample website. Back to you, Dr. D, and I'm going to go take some Bliss.
We're just briefly, and I would love for Leigh to tell us some of her favorite things, but this is for your customer that wants to feel pampered. How many of you believe that Lumiere DeV's products feel like cashmere? right? This is the perfect sample for that customer that feels like they need to touch, smell, right? We won't say taste in this case. This is that perfect sample for that person that wants to feel pampered, that wants that kind of spa-like customer service. So this is definitely something that I think of, Leigh, as a gift. This is one of those products that instead of saying, furrow your brow, I got something for you. This is one of the things that I treat more like a gift, more like I really want you to pamper yourself. Self-care is important. The Bliss is going to help you with your day-to-day, but I want you to do something for yourself. And you'll be surprised, because of the touch and feel, how many people ask for this again.
Yeah, and exactly. And with the neodermal in there and the lift tonin in there, I mean, you guys they're getting a lot of bang for their buck with these 2 samples. I can usually get a little bit more than 2, applications out of these samples, but Jim actually knows about this product too, because I know at the beginning he used it, but we've had a lot of success with the needle-free serum. And, for a full bottle, it's $99.95. So people love the fact that they can purchase that sample first and try it. But it's really great when they start seeing those results, and then they're like, okay, I need another sample, or I need another bottle, and my samples are running out. So don't wait to follow up with them. Follow up even after they use the first sample and see how their skin feels. But it's also great because it soothes the skin as well. So even though it's an anti-aging serum, it also has those benefits as well. Love it. Well, thank you, Dr. D. That was amazing.
My pleasure.
Yeah, I hope that everybody wrote down at least 10 names for each sample. And if you haven't, then just use the rest of the night to do that. But to end this session, I want to introduce our next 2 speakers. We have the Director of Nutrimetrics, Brandi Murphy, and we have the Director of Field Development for Motives Cosmetics, Mrs. Lisa Martin. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Hi, all.
Hi, guys.
Good segment. I'm learning as we're going too, and we're pretty proficient with this stuff. So you guys are good.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about follow-up, since Leigh just mentioned follow-up is so key. We're going to talk about using the new feature that was launched at the conference last week, which is called Pulse. And I just want to see in the comments, go ahead and let us know if you have tried Pulse yet. Give me a 1 if you've tried Pulse, give me a 2 if you haven't tried Pulse. But I want to see how many of you are using Pulse. We have some of you have used it, some of you that have not. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my slides. And I'm going to show you, I know some of you may still be having some issues with the app, and you might not be able to see it live in the app while we're going. So we're going to show you some screen captures of what Pulse looks like. If you can see it in your app, I want you to take your phone out and look at it. I know some of you were struggling with the app earlier. I think, between Zoom and Facebook, we had over 1,000 of people trying to access it all at once. You're so coachable, wanting to be able to play along with us. I know it's a little frustrating when the app doesn't work the way that you want it to. That's not because you broke it. It's just because there were a lot of us using it all at the same time, but you may actually be able to see it now if you click on Pulse. When you click on Pulse on the home screen, you're going to see what I have up here on the left-hand side of this slide. There's going to be what we're going to call buckets of customers. You have your auto ship customers. This is anybody that has an auto ship order coming up within the next week. You have a first order bucket of customers. You have your active customers, your inactive customers, and then you have completed items, and then you have tasks down here. And I'm going to share with you what each one of these mean. And I see some of you typing in the chat that it's still blank for you. That's okay if it's still blank for you. Just make a mental note to come back, watch the replay, and follow along using Pulse the next time that you can actually get it to work. And maybe it means you just need to update your app or refresh it. But I'm going to walk you through step by step each one of these buckets. Lisa, go ahead. I'm sorry. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to say, just to kind of like pause and refresh where we're at, right? So with the UnFranchise marketing app, the whole idea of this is the company wants to empower you to market to new customers and new prospects effectively and efficiently, right? So everything, we sort of did a recap. I know, Jason, some of you felt like was moving a little fast, but that was almost like a recap because we've had this UnFranchise marketing app for well over a year at this point. And listen, I'm still learning. We're all still learning, but tonight we really wanted to focus on Pulse. So in recapping the app here, UnFranchise marketing is a tool to empower you, again, to be effective and efficient, right? In marketing to new people. So we did a quick recap of what the app functionalities are. And then what Leigh and Dr. D just went over, we felt like, let's focus on trial size marketing for two main reasons. One, everyone should be doing that. That's the core of what we do, because we all know a large percentage of customers evolve into a business partner over time. So if you're someone like me and you're not like a very direct approach person and you feel uncomfortable with that with your business development, then focusing on being a product of the product, sharing the product samples, and gaining a customer base is also going to help you expand distribution and grow your unfranchised business, right? So that's why we wanted to put a heavy focus on there. And of course, we have some new samples that we just launched at World Conference that we are excited to share with you all. So the point we're at now is I just want you to kind of pause and wrap your mind around this, where you're marketing to new customers, you're sharing samples with them. That's the main feature of the marketing app. Now, as Brandi mentioned, we're sort of funneling people into these buckets. So now we're assuming that you have some interest in these customers who've now tried a sample. Now your orders are coming through. And when your orders come through, this is where Pulse comes into play. So Pulse is, like, think about keeping your finger on the pulse with your customer database, right? And again, maybe a percentage of those customers evolve into partners, but I know I've been an UnFranchise owner for 20 years now. This is my 20th year in business. And so, follow up is key. And I'll be like, put a 1 in the chat if you are not great at follow up. I'm not. Like, my life, I can't even keep up with it. So this, for me, Pulse is everything. It's been a game changer. And I'm going to shut up in a minute, Brandi, because I know you have these screenshots to show to make it simple, but I wanted to leave you with this because I was doing market research for some of our skincare classes and I found this statistic and it just made so much sense to me. Thank you all for being honest and making me not feel alone. We're bad at follow-up. So this is going to change your business. Okay. So if you learn nothing else, and if you're overwhelmed by everything, all you need to know is the more samples you send out and the more personalized touch behind that experience, the more customers you're going to have. Okay. So can we all get on board with just focusing on trial size marketing? And here's the thing. It statistically takes an average of 8 touches. So like 8 touch points, right? Like conversations, reaching out, follow up. It takes 8 of those to get one initial meeting or a conversation with a new prospect. But the initial meeting is just the beginning. It takes a lot more to make the sale. It takes at least 5 continuous follow-up efforts after the initial sales contact before a customer says yes. These are not our statistics. This is like sales in general and doing market research. So what I'm telling you is 8 touches. So like reaching out to people, whether it's texting, Facebook messaging, direct messaging on Instagram, talking to your friends, talking to your neighbors, like reminding them 8 times, like, I have a sample, which one do you want to try, right? And then after they try it, 5 follow-ups for them to purchase. Now, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm like super fantastic at this business. I use the tools. I'm a product of the product and I follow the system. It doesn't take that much for the average person, I don't believe. But all I'm trying to say is don't get discouraged. I think many times I see this because I have a large organization and people will make one call or one text and then they say, okay, ball's in their court. It's their turn to return the call or return the message. And no, that's not how it goes. Like, we're in the business of following up until people make a decision one way or another, right? So that's what Pulse can do for you, is to like automate this and make it quick and make it simple. And I do think that it's a game changer, because we're all busy, but this is something literally, like I'm in the car line picking up my youngest from kindergarten, right? And we're sitting there for 10 minutes as we inch along. That's every day when I do my Pulse follow-ups from these buckets that Brandi's going to show you. So anyway, sorry, Brandi, I went on a tangent there, but.
No, and I think it's really important to point that all out. And like you, I've been an unfranchised owner now going on 19 years. And I have a lot of customers. Actually, if I pull down my contact list, like Leigh showed us how to do earlier, there's over 2,000 customers in my contact list. And so the idea of following up with them and trying to figure out manually when they have orders coming up, when they have auto ship orders coming up, and then to follow up with them to remind them or encourage them to order again if they haven't ordered in a while, was something that I wasn't great at, because it was daunting, right? Prior to Pulse, if I wanted to reach out to them, I had to log into my back office. I had to know which customer I wanted to look for. Then I had to find their contact information. And then I had to figure out how I was going to follow up with them. Well, let's talk about these buckets, because it makes it really, really easy. Like, how many of you automatically know that you have a customer with an auto ship order coming up, right? You probably don't know that off the top of your head. But now the first bucket here, like this showed me that Mark had an auto ship order coming up, and it allowed me to reach out to him and say, hey, Mark, you have an auto ship order coming up next week. Just wanted to remind you of it. Guess what? I did that not with this particular Mark, but with one of my other customers. They updated their auto ship order and added another product to it. So by me reaching out ahead of time and saying your auto ship order is coming up, they appreciated it. And then they added another product to their auto ship order, which increased my sales. And then if you look at the next column over, our first orders, right? So I have all these people that had first orders in the last part of February when we were testing this out and we did the screenshot. These people didn't know me very well. Like, some of these people were referrals from other customers. And so when they went on and did a first order, I was able to click on their name, click on follow up now, send them either a text message or an email and thank them for their order, introduce myself, and give them a coupon code towards their next order. And that automatically triggered some of them to place another order right away, where typically if they make a first order and you don't reach out to them, it's like hit or miss whether they're going to order again or not. But if you're developing that relationship with them and you offer them a coupon code, now maybe they were thinking about something and said, I'll try it next time, but they end up buying it.
I love that, Brandi, because, you know, we hear the tagline high tech and high touch, but you just gave a great example of how we're both, right? Because don't discount, we have all these tools and all this technology to make us very high tech, but it does not replace that high touch, the fact that we're one-to-one marketers. So how many people, put in the chat, type me, how many people have inadvertently signed themselves up for an auto ship and not realized it? Like, I've done that many a time. And if you have kids and you're all on like a phone plan, like, and they're buying stuff online and on the app, all of us, right? Yeah, many coming through. So what if we went, it takes literally maybe 10 seconds to do what Brandi just said. And if you have friends that are opted into that auto ship, to reach out to them and say, hey, your auto ship order is ready to process. Is there anything I can help you with? Did you want that? Did you want something extra? Did you want something else? I mean, that goes such a long way, and we're focused on longevity and we're focused on customers forever. It's not about that one-time sale. So this is a tool to make you better and more effective as a customer manager, to be as effective one-on-one as possible. Okay. It's not for you to not have a relationship and rely too much or solely on technology.
Well, the other thing that I love is that it helps you identify when your customers ordered last. So if you go under your active customer list, they're going to break your customers down into who ordered in the last 25 days, day 1 to 25 from now, who ordered 26 to 60 days from now, and who ordered 61 to 120 days from now. If you click on any one of these active people, you'll be able to see all of their recent orders. You can see what website they ordered from. You can even click on them and see exactly what they ordered. So if you want to follow up with them, you can say something like, I see it's been 3 weeks since your last order. How are you loving your Isotonics Daily Essentials? Is there anything I can help you with? I'd love to send you another sample of something that would go along with it, like digestive enzymes, right? And then you could offer them another sample as well. So by looking at when did they order recently? Did they not order recently? It allows you to stay engaged with them and be top of mind and help encourage them to reorder when it's time, or maybe try something else. But even more so maybe than the active customer bucket, I like the inactive customer bucket, because these are people that have ordered within 121 days to 365 days from now. So that means maybe they ordered 6 months ago, maybe they ordered 9 months ago. And depending on what they're ordering, like I know a lipstick, they might not order quite as frequently as a 30 serving supply of supplements, but based on what they're ordering, you should be able to estimate how frequently they should be ordering. Maybe they're ordering every 90 days. Maybe they're ordering every 6 months. Maybe they're ordering only once a year, but this inactive list allows you to go in and say, maybe I need to touch base with this person again and see if I can re-engage them by offering them to try a new product, or see if they need to reorder whatever it was that they ordered from me last time. And then I love the notifications. So this, what you see on the left is an actual screenshot of my phone. This is exactly what it looks like right here, what my phone looks like. You see my horse and my husband in the background, and all of my notifications that came in on that day from my UnFranchise marketing app. It told me I had a customer coming up with an auto ship. It had me a couple of customers that had just dropped into the inactive category. And I had some customers that I was scheduled to follow up with. Now I can click on any one of these. It'll take me to that particular customer, and I can see what task I need to do to follow up with them. So I'm giving you a couple examples here. Here's an example of one of my customers, Shannon. Shannon orders pretty regularly from me. So in this particular example, from the time that I loaded her into Pulse, she had 4 orders already. And it gave me the ability to say, do I want to follow up with Shannon now, or do I want to follow up later? And just so that you know how this works, because it's super easy, guys. I clicked follow up now, and there was a pre-made message that popped up that says, hi, Shannon, I hope you're doing well. I'd like to share a valuable promotion that's currently available. Simply use coupon code, insert coupon code to receive insert value on your next order. Please let me know if you have any questions. So what I can choose then is I can choose to share this via email, or I can choose to send it via text message. I like sending text messages to my customers. I don't like getting emails. My inbox gets hundreds of emails a day, and I don't look at half of them. Like I have separate emails for my shopping sites and separate emails for my business stuff. But how many of you have some sort of email filtration system because you're already on email overload, right? I'm not on text message overload. The odds of me opening a text are much greater than me opening an email. So I personally choose to follow up with my people via text. So you click on the text button, and what it does, or SMS, and what it does is it actually opens up the text message feature on your phone. And Shannon's phone number was automatically populated in there because Pulse pulled it right over. And it gave me this little text, which I could then customize. So I customized it by saying, hi, Shannon, hope you're doing well. I'd like to share a valuable promotion with you that's currently available. Simply use the code 15 off MA. You have to make sure your coupons are turned on. If you're going to use these, you want to make sure your coupons are turned on. And I also went back to look to see which website did Shannon purchase from. She may not remember, right? So when I customized the message, I put the coupon code, but I also put the website that she shops from. And then please let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day. And I hit send. So I sent this to Shannon. She had just made a purchase already, but because I sent her a coupon code, Shannon actually came back and bought a whole package of products for her sister as part of her sister's birthday present. You know, that little coupon code was all she needed to say, you know what, I've been thinking about recommending these products to my sister. Now I'm just going to buy them for her. And I ended up getting another order and a new customer in Shannon's sister because I sent this out. Now, if I wanted to do it via email, it would open up email. This is what it would look like, but I could customize it just the same. And then you get your little mark is complete, and then it shows up in your tasks. So it makes it really easy because everything is done for you. You don't have to go back and look up what they ordered. It's all right here. I can see exactly what their order history was. I can click on what website they shopped from. I can send them the information and just keep engaging with them. So we wanted to just give you a little bit of homework. If your Pulse app is working, I'd love for you to pull out Pulse, click on one of your active customer categories and send them a text message or an email, maybe, since it's depending on what time zone you're in. If you don't want to send them a text right now at 9:18 at night, maybe you want to send them an email tonight, just so it's not as disruptive for them. But take some time and actually send at least one person a follow-up message through Pulse tonight. Don't sit on it. Right? You heard Jim, and you heard Jim talk about in the accountability group that he was on earlier, only one person out of 100 had used Pulse so far. Don't let that be you being the person that's not actually taking action on it. I know there were some delays in the system, and getting it to work was a little bit of a struggle earlier. Mine's working for me fine right now. So maybe you want to look at your buckets of people to get to Pulse. It's just the little icon down at the bottom that looks like a little heartbeat. You click on that and it will show you those buckets of customers. Please take some time to dig in and look at them. But hopefully this was helpful for you. I truly think that Pulse is one of the biggest game changers we have. I love the entire app and everything that has to offer, but that ability to, in a 10 seconds, send a text message to somebody.
I agree, Brandi. It's already been a game changer for me. I'm so excited about it. And the one tip I can give you all, because I am like, we're all busy. I'm super busy. I don't even know how I survive most of my days, but I schedule everything. So my biggest tip for you all is schedule a little bit of time, even if it's 20 or 30 minutes a day, to log into Pulse and follow up those customers, because that relationship is everything for you, for those ongoing orders, for potential people to evaluate the business. And it's so important for you to do, because it's what no other companies and brands are doing. People can buy product anywhere at the click of a button. That's not hard to do, right? But no one is following up with those personalized messages. So take that to heart. And this is a business. We do it part-time, but not in our spare time, right? So take it seriously.
Great job, ladies, on that. That was incredible. And Brandi, a lot of love coming your way for you and Lisa about Pulse. Brandi, did you mention as well, and you may have, I didn't have my neuro focus today, so I was off a little bit. But did you mention about being able to do, as well as to set the follow-up for like 25 days later, whatever?
Oh yeah, I did not say that.
I love that.
I did not say that, but there is the option to schedule your follow-up for later, and then that will pop up as a notification on your phone. So whether you want to do it a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, right? Like maybe you automatically set it up and you reach out to them and they say, oh, you know what? I had to finish something else before I started it. I'm not quite ready to reorder yet, right? Then you can go in and schedule it for later, and it will pop up as that notification to remind you. So that's such a valuable tool. And you can even do it at the same time. Like you could do a follow-up right now and schedule a reminder to follow up again next week, right? And think back to the original retailing follow-up that we used to teach in the basic 5, day 1, day 3, day 7, day 21, right? Like we want to be following up with them periodically, not just once and done.
Great. Thank you so much. I wasn't sure, and that is such a valuable part of it. Everybody was hustling through this today, and we still went almost an hour and a half going through it. And I got to tell you guys, you got some great stuff. This is recorded for everybody. We will have it out on our YouTube station probably, next week, but it is already on Market America. I've been tracking both. There's been great comments all the way through, but everybody who talked tonight said one thing, and I want you to take it. Play with it yourself, make mistakes, learn on it, do it. You'll get better. This isn't better, but it is a game changer for us, and it's going to be really something special. So with that, I think we're ready to wrap up, aren't we?
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We're ready to wrap up. Thanks, everybody. Have a great evening, and contact some customers. Let's make it happen. Take care. Thanks, everyone.